this is Migu. Today we'll show you how I made this chocolate effect using the EasyRB Pro add-on. So our effect is start with this small piece right here. It will disappear. Then we get our emission with this force field that will pull them. Our force will pull those pieces of chocolate. Then we have a box right here that will hit those objects. Then we have this force that will pull them up. Then we have the box go again. Then we have this piece show again to make it loop perfectly. And this is the effect. This is a full tutorial of this effect. So let's start by making the chocolate pieces. Firstly, let's add a cylinder. And let's make the vertices at least 90 to get that smooth edges. Now let's scale it down a little bit in the z-axis and scale it like this. Go to the edit mode and scale this face a little bit like this. Extrude it, scale it up a little bit, and extrude it down and scale it like this. Okay, nice. Now we can add the other shape, which is just a cube, and we're going to scale it down like this and like this, and maybe this thickness is okay. And let's apply the scale and apply the scale. Now we're going to go to the edit mode and we're going to add 3 bevels or just one loop right here. Then bevel this loop with 3 edges like this. Now let's go right here and select individual origins. Select this face and extrude them like this. Now select this loop and this loop and extrude them up like this. Now let's select this face and this face, then scale them down a little bit. And let's select this loop or this edge right here and this edge and move them. Let's go back to the medium point. Now let's move them like this. Okay, nice. Now we have this piece of chocolate, then this piece of chocolate. Now let's make them a little bit nicer. Let's add let's add a text and choose any letter or any shape you want. I'm just going to choose this letter. Then I'm going to change the font to something a little bit round like this. Now let's convert this to mesh. And let's if we see the wireframe is a little bit mess right here, so let's clean this. Let's go to the mesh, clean up, then limited dissolve, and we have a clean nice mesh. Now let's add a solidify modifier and extrude it a little bit like this and apply the solidify modifier. Let's move this right here and move it up like this. Now let's make sure it's in the center, then duplicate it, move it right here, duplicate it one more time and move it right here. Okay, like this. Make sure it's in the center. Now let's join those together and let's join these together. Okay, now let's select them both and add bevel modifier. I'm going to add with the hard dops add-on. Let's add a nice bevel like this, and it's looking very nice. You can also adjust the bevel a little bit to fix this shading errors. Maybe you can dissolve these edges and dissolve these edges to make sure that our shading is correct. Also, you can if you you can make them more realistic if you remesh them. First you have to apply the convert them to mesh, apply the bevel, then add a remesh modifier, then smooth, then make them like this to get that bevel in those edges. And let's add a remesh to this one also, and let's make it like this, and it's very nice. Let's convert them to mesh. Now if we see the geometry, it's a little bit dense, so let's add a decimate modifier with value of 0.1, and I think this is looking very nice. Okay, apply the decimate. Let's decimate this one. 0.1, and let's apply it, and we have very nice chocolate pieces, and see those nice bubbles right here. Maybe this one we decimate it, we try to decimate with 0.15. Okay, it's looking nice. We don't have a lot of shading errors. Maybe 0.2. Okay, like this is very nice. Now let's remove this, we don't need them. We have only 2 pieces of chocolate right here, and let's start working on the effect. So let's work on the effect. Firstly, let's add empty, and let's go to the EasyRB add-on and open this window like this, and open the EasyRB Pro add-on. Let's select the empty and press emit. Now we have this green collection. Move our pieces of chocolate inside this collection like this. Now if we select the empty and press emit, you will see that our pieces of chocolate are emitting like this. And I think I forgot to apply the rotation, so let's reset that, apply our rotation and our scale to be sure that the emitter will emit correctly. So let's emit, and as you see, we have those pieces of chocolate are emitting, and they have a rigid body physics, but our effect, it needs a little bit of tweaking. So what we're gonna do, we're going to select here advance, then we're going to select the shape to be this X sphere. Okay, like this. Let's move those a little bit right here, select our empty and emit, and as you see, we have this emission like this. I'm going step by step so you can understand the method. Without I can just give you the settings and call it a day, but let's go step by step to understand. Let's delete this emission. We need to emit along the normal of that sphere. Okay, like this. If we try to emit right now, as you see, the emission will be along the normals, and we can adjust the velocity from right here. Let's emit with a velocity of 1.1, and let's disable the gravity. We don't need the gravity in this effect, so let's disable it, and let's select our empty and let's emit, and we have this emission. Now let's tweak the settings to get our effect. Firstly, we need to make the emitter size 0.3 at least, and let's make the the p-run, it will randomize the point. So let's make this value 1, and let's make a little bit of friction, maybe 0.5. The RT loss, let's make it 0.3, and the speed loss 0.6. And what else? We can also later add a little bit of angular velocity, but let's see how the effect will looks like this. And it's very close to what we are looking for. Now we need to make the emission rate a little bit higher, so it will take more time to emit the objects. So let's make the emission rate 15. Then let's go right here and emit, and as you see, we are getting this emission, and which is very close to the effect that we are looking for. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add a force field, and let's make this force field with negative value of 1000, and let's see now the effect. See how the force will pull them back like this, and that's very nice. Now let's delete this emission, and let's start the effect, or start the emission from the frame 30. Okay, and let's maybe select our empty, and we have to make it rotate to give us more random effect. Okay, so let's give it a driver in the z-axis. Let's type hashtag frame/30, and as you see, our empty will rotate like this, and this is will give us more random effect, and that's what we are looking for. Let's emit and see our effect. It's very nice, but as you see, the emission is it's kind of a little bit aggressive. So what we're gonna do, we're going to go to the bake panel and enable this split impulse. It will make the emission a little bit calm, and that's what we are looking for, like this exactly. So let's see. Very nice. Now let's try something. We said let's try to add the angular velocity, maybe just 25 right here, and randomize it a little bit to give us more that rotation effect. Let's emit. Very nice. I like this emission. So what we are going to do next, let's see where this emission ends. It will end right here from frame maybe 120, from 120 to frame 180. We're going to add a new emission. Let's hide our first emission. Let's select the empty and let's emit again. And this emission, the second emission, is going to emit from this frame to that frame. Let's delete it. I forgot to increase the count. Let's increase the count to 80. As you see, when we hide the first collection, even if we try to delete it, it will not delete the first collection. It will only delete the visible collections. Okay. So now let's try to emit again. And we have this second emission. Okay, nice. Let's enable the first one. Okay, this is the first one. Then we have the second one, and we have this beautiful effect. Now, as you see, we're going to change the collision type of this object. As you see, it's a round object, so let's give it a collision of cylinder. Let's go here to the RB physics, then select one piece of this round chocolate, then press E, select by name, then go right here to the RB physics collision shape, then press Alt cylinder shape, and we give them this cylinder shape, and make sure that the origin is in the middle of the object, so the collision it will be nicer. See here in this box, the collision is a little bit off. So what we're gonna do, we're going to go to the edit mode, select everything, and move the object to in the z-axis like this to make the collision correctly. And now let's go back to the object mode, and as you see, the collision is working very nice, and our effect is looking very nice. So let's increase the timeline a little bit to 380, and let's go to the bake and increase the cache a little bit to maybe 400, like this. Now we have to make the, now let's select this object, duplicate it, rotate it 90 degrees, and let's put it in the middle and move it right here like this. Move it in the front, then apply the scale and rotation. Now let's add a keyframe for the scale and for the rotation. Let's go to the frame 30, rotate it in the x-axis minus 360, and add the keyframe. Then for the scale keyframe, we're going to add 0 right here and enable it, and like this. Nice. Now let's make the select the keyframes and make the interpolation to Bezier. Okay, let's see the effect right now. So when the object will disappear, those objects will appear like this. Nice. Now let's add our chocolate box. Just let's add simple cube. Adjust the shape a little bit to be big like this. Scale it maybe like this, and scale it like this. Let's see. Okay, and apply the scale, and maybe let's add a bevel to make the shape a little bit, the shading a little bit nice. Now what we are going to do, we are going to see when this effect ends right here, then we are going to slap them with this box like this. So at this frame we're going to slap them right here. Let's add location keyframes and rotation keyframes and scale keyframes. Okay, now let's go back maybe in 200 in 180. Let's go right here, add a location keyframe. Then in the rotation we can add maybe in the X like this, in the X like this. Now let's see, for the scale let's add 0 scale and keyframe it. Now I'm going to make it Bezier, and let's see the effect. Nice. Now let's add a rigid body physics to this object in the in the RB physics panel. Let's make it, select our box, give it a rigid body active. Then let's go right here, make it animated, and go to the shape, make it mesh. And we're going to enable this deform. So because our shape is scaling, we have to make it deform, so Blender will calculate the collision correctly. Now let's see the effect. Nice, but I think it's not powerful enough. Maybe let's make it from this frame, this 20 frame. Okay, from frame 200 to frame 220, and maybe let's move it a little bit like this in the front, so it hits them a little bit harder. So let's see the effect now. Okay, nice. This is our effect. So the box will slap those objects, and that's what we are looking for. Now what we're going to do, we're going to add another force. Let's duplicate our force, duplicate it right here, but let's give it a 0 strength. Right now what we are going to do, when the box collide with those chocolate pieces right here, we are going to make this maybe in 220 frame. We're going to add a keyframe right here for 0 strength, then go 1 frame, then give it minus 1000. Now let's select the first force, and let's give it a keyframe right here to minus 1000 strength. Go 1 frame, then give it 0 strength. So now this when the box will hit those objects, this force field will be deactivated, and this one will pull those objects up. And let's see the effect. Very nice. That's what we are looking for. Now we have to make this box disappear again. We're going to duplicate this keyframe maybe to 280. Then let's go 20 frame to 300 and move it back and rotate it, and let's add those keyframes. Then we're going to scale it down to 0 like this, and let's give it a Bezier interpolation. Nice. Maybe we're going to add a rotation in the y-axis to give it a uh, nice effect. So let's see. Like this is very nice. Let's just make it busy. Very nice. Let's see the full effect. Then we will notice something. If we see in the wireframe, you will notice that some objects will get stuck inside the box, and this has happened because we are using this split impulse. And the split impulse is very important because it calms the simulation, but it reduces the substeps. When it reduces the substeps, it will make the collision not calculating correctly. So to fix this issue, we can either we can leave it like this, because when the box disappear, it will give us this. Sometimes it will give us good effect, but in this case, we can just keyframe this split impulse right here to be activated. So let's press E, keyframe it, then move maybe 5 frame and disable it and frame it, put a keyframe right here, and I think this will fix the that object that go inside this box. And maybe we have to increase the substeps to 15. This is, I hope this will fix it, or we have to keyframe the split impulse to be maybe we keyframe it to be before, right here, before the collision happen, so it will calculate the objects correctly. And I think this will not work. So to fix that, maybe we have to try different method. Maybe let's enable this one and make the collision margin to something higher, like 0.2. And let's try again. Yep, this is will fix that. And let's reduce our substep to be 10 again, and let's see the effect. And maybe we'll fix it. Yep, will fix it. So we just keyframe this split impulse and up the substeps a little bit, so we get the collision correctly without getting some weird effects. Now what we're going to do, we're going to duplicate this frame right here to 300, and let's see, when the box disappear, we have to make the other piece of chocolate appear again like this. So the box will disappear in this frame. Going to make it appear again like this to give us a perfect loop. And let's reduce our timeline to get a perfect loop like this. And maybe this one is very fast. Maybe we make it like this. It go a little bit slow. Yep, like this. Very nice. Now let's adjust this one and make it appear maybe right here. Okay, let's try again. Maybe it have to appear right here. Just I'm trying to make the timing correctly. When the box disappear, the piece of chocolate appear again, so we get the perfect loop motion. That's what we are going for. Very nice. That's what we are looking for. Now let's just add a camera and place it something right here. Let's go here. Let's make the resolution like this. Now I'm going to make the second force up a little bit, so those objects will not be pulled in our camera. They have to be pulled outside our frame. And this is very nice. We have perfect loop right now. Very nice. Let's select our camera, make it like this, and let's work on the lighting and the textures. So what we're going to use the cycles engine. Let's go to the render view, go right here in the world settings, and let's press G to make a gradient texture, and let's make it radial to get that cool lighting. And as you see, if you see right here in the render, there is something weird. Is if we can see it, this objects right here, or this sphere, is just the emitter shape. It will not be in the render, but in the viewport we can see it. We can hide it or we can delete it, so we don't need it. Let's hide the other one. Just hide it so we don't see it in the render view. And this is our effect. Now let's bake it so it will work faster, and we make sure that Blender will not crash on us when we're working with the texture. For the texture, let's select a piece of chocolate and let's add a new texture, and let's choose maybe this brown color, and let's give it a roughness of 0.3, and let's go to the subsurface, make this 1, and all of those values make them 1, then make this value like this, so we get these shiny edges of chocolate. You can also add a noise texture and bump node and plug it right here and plug it in the normals. Then we're going to press Ctrl T, object, then we're going to make the roughness hard a little bit, make it 0.8, then we're going to scale it to get that effect. Now we're going to make the strength very low, like this, and if we invert it, I think it's looking nice like this. Let's keep it like this. So this is our material for the chocolate. For the other one, we can copy the same material, but we're going to change the color a little bit. Maybe we give it more lighter color, and I think color like this will work just fine. Yep, very nice. Let's give this one a color, the material one. Now let's select our box and give it a new material. I have a texture for this box. You can use your textures, or you can use any texture you want for the box. I'm just going to use my personal texture. Project from the view for this face. Let's go to the UV editor and apply our texture. Then let's select this face, invert. Then let's make all of those faces in this red color, and we got this nice box of chocolate. Now let's give it a little bit of roughness and a little bit of metalliness, and let's maybe adjust this face a little bit. And I think this chocolate is looking nice. Now let's just add let's go right here to the render view, and let's add some lighting to make the chocolate pieces looks nicer. So let's add light area, move it up and rotate it a little bit, move it here, and let's increase the to 5000. Let's see the chocolate if it will looks nice or no. Let's maybe just 2000, and let's make the spread a little bit like this, and maybe let's make it disk. And I think I will try to reduce the noise right here because it's very harsh. Okay, think like this, nice. And let's change the color to be more dark. And let's play with the details a little bit. I don't know, maybe if you are lazy, just search here for a chocolate material. If you are lazy, just search here for a chocolate material in the Blender kit add-on, and you get this one, this very cool material for the chocolate. And you can just use any other chocolate materials. I'm going to spend a little bit time to adjusting those chocolate materials to get them look a bit nicer. Then for the lighting, I'm gonna adjust this one, then adjust this one, rotate it a little bit, and let's see our effect. And this is our full effect. And I think this light is very powerful. Move it like this, just 100, maybe just 1000. Okay. Okay, I think you guys got the idea. So our effect is start with this small piece right here. It will disappear. Then we get our emission with this force field that will pull them. Our force will pull those pieces of chocolate. Then we have a box right here that will hit those objects. Then we have this force that will pull them up. Then we have the box go again. Then we have this piece show again to make it loop perfectly. And this is the effect. This is a full tutorial of this effect. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video, and this is the emitter settings that we used. Of course, we used two collections, and yep, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. See you in another tutorial. Thank you for watching.